I said, hold up. Said, wait a minute. Said, I think we might be cooking today. I said, I think we might be cooking today. Man, roll the intro. Sometimes I feel a sensation of undescribable words, undescribable rhythms when I find myself lost in these chasms. It's the open source radio show. The status of the title is work in progress. I haven't finalized it yet. It's free radio. It's for you. It's for me. And for everybody else around the world that's interested in tapping into the frequency that we trying to push over here. So yeah, enjoy. All right. Nigga, I'm about as ready as I'll ever be. Yeah, bro. What up? What up? What up? What up? Oh shit. Yeah, you know, fuck it. This shit will have to do. What's going on with it, man? What's going on, ladies and gents, boys and girls, niggas and nigglettes? Welcome to the show. The open source radio show, that is. Hosted by your boy, the host with the most. Yeah, the host with the most. Yeah. So, what the is going on, man? How are y'all niggas doing today, bro? How is y'all niggas doing today? How is y'all feeling? Are y'all apparing jerseys? Are y'all snuggled and nestled in? So whatever you're doing, are you studying right now? Do you have assignments to complete? Especially if you're in Sata. I know it's like my exam season, regardless of whether you're in high school, even uni, it's basically like on the same type of time. So, hey, you know what I mean? Just something to nibble on mentally, at least. That's what I think. Yeah, dude. Funny story about like today, bruh, is that like, yo, niggas, like I genuinely almost went to sleep without like actually doing the episode, bruh. Real talk. Like I was chilling. Oh fuck. I was chilling here in my room and like I'd finished doing, I guess, whatever I was doing before. And I kind of like chilled and I was like, yo, dog, I'm tired, bruh. And I was like, cool. Even though I'm tired, I was like, yo, boy, kibatla robala. That's what I was thinking. I was like, bro, kibatla robala, funugliala, cause nkatiere. Nkatiere, and yeah, I just remembered after all of that like, yo, dude, O ska lebala hore you still have leading the radio to tend to, you know. Um and luckily I really did still have like episodes to air, so I was like, oh okay, cool. Ricky and so instead of going to bed or rolling up, I was like, I let us set up everything, turn the lights back on, and do the damn thing, man. Which leads us into our first topic of, excuse me, today's show, which is showing up when it's difficult to do so. You know, today's a typical example. It wasn't necessarily like a bad day or whatever. But I would not say that I was the most eager to come perform my duties as a radio host, you know, which is why at least I am glad that I posted up the program for the show like earlier this week, which was basically yesterday. So I could come, so I could start like kind of mentally preparing myself at least ahead of time. And even when I have to do it like on the fly, it's less antagonizing mentally than if now I was just kind of like every single thing was like being freestyled on the spot. You know what I mean? So I feel it's important. You know what I mean? I think I'm also getting to a point now where niggas be having to do shit even when they don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? Got a bunch of shit I gotta do for uni, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the most enthusiastic to get all that stuff done. You feel me? But it's like the deadlines don't care about all of that, gangy. The deadlines don't give a damn. You know what I mean? The deadlines are the deadlines, kid. And yeah, niggas gotta do what niggas gotta do. So thus I find myself back, you know, struggling against the grain. Yeah, just doing what needs to be done, man. Just doing what needs to be done. It is rewarding, and I think times like this is when you have to remember why you're doing the shit that you're doing. You know what I mean? I remember I was telling myself like some shit. I was saying some shit. It was kind of dark, but I was like, yo, yeah, I mean, you might not find a job. You feel me? After you get this goddamn degree, but at least you'll have a degree, nigga. At least you'll have a degree. It's gotta be better than nothing. You know what I mean? Because then, rather an opportunity presents itself, and hey, you know, you might be able to use that degree in said scenario, as opposed to now you have no degree, and then a scenario like that comes up, and it's like, look at you. You know, you just have your fucking, you know, dick in your hand, for lack of a better term. Excuse my French. But like, yeah, just chilling there with nothing to show for, and, you know, completely unprepared for the opportunity that lies before you, you know? So, yeah, that is something that I thought about, and I was like, okay, so cool. Just some food for thought, man. Just some food for thought. And don't get me wrong, bruh. I don't be fucking pulling up promptly and on time to every single thing that I have to do. You feel me? There's tons of things that like I'll be having to do that like, hey, bruh, you know what I mean? Niggas be either neglecting it, or I didn't pull up to it, or I didn't do it that day. Like shit like that happens. You know, I mean, I obviously all of us have probably met people that it's not like that for them, and they can always be, more often than not, like they'll do what needs to be done. You know what I mean? But I'm not that type of motherfucker. You know what I mean? I be mostly doing what needs to be done, but like, yeah, you know, it's like I can have like slow weeks and like all of that. And with me, my whole thing was like, hey, bruh, as long as you pull up, let's say you had, I don't know, man, you had to show up like 5 days a week for the shit that you enjoy doing, like your passions or whatever. It's like, all right, man, you know, you fuck around, and sometimes like maybe all you have in you is like 3 days worth. And like, that's good enough. You still got most days out of the week. You feel me? So I think that is like, yeah, important. And obviously, niggas are trying to push it towards like, you show up all 5 days. And it's like, of course my radio show doesn't work like that, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. And yeah, man. That's that's the tea and biscuits there. That's the meat and potatoes of that, man. Show up when it's hard. I'd argue that's also when a lot of shit gets tested, bro. You know what I mean? Is when things get like difficult to show up for. Um Not everything is like that, but I do believe that is the case with some things. Like for example, I think friendship, for example, is the measure of the friendship is best tested when, turbulent times arise. That's what I'm about, man. I feel like, yeah, dog. Niggas can't say they my homie if they haven't like been there when like shit was going down. You feel me? Where were you when the world was falling apart? Something to think of, man. Something to think of. Um, Niggas is just out here on. I'm looking at shit on Pinterest. But yeah, that's just like something I like thought about, man. Um, yeah, yeah. So that's the end of that one. And then what else is there here? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll start with friends in odd places. So this kind of like harkens back to like, can I call it a running theme at this point? Can I call it a running theme? I'm not sure, but there's been a recurring realm of topic that I've been discussing, which pertains to like the amount of interesting people that I've like come across and the amount of interesting people I know around in my life and shit. And how you meet all these people and everything is like chilled and whatever, whatever, whatever. But also all these people are doing like so many different things and they're vastly different from each other. Like the way they interact with one another, the things that they get up to, the spectrum of their personality, it's all very different. Even like the things that they get up to in their time, it's all very interesting to like witness. And it's definitely like it can be like puzzling and also intriguing for me to think about at times that I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bro. Like I just know niggas that do blase 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 blah. Um, so I think, yeah, man, as you go about in your daily life, man, um, don't be afraid to engage with intriguing and interesting folk. Definitely adds a lot of color into everyday experiences. And it can also make some normal situations a lot more interesting to experience just purely by, the virtue of you guys being from different backgrounds and etc etc etc. I definitely am the kind of person that enjoys seeing how people deal with situations, whether they be regular, strange, or in between. Um, yeah, man. Sometimes it really is cool to be an observer, as opposed to being an active participant in existence. Um, but yeah, that's just like some esoteric shit, man. Um, yeah. Get you some friends in odd places, man. Get you some friends in odd places. I'm looking at panels from the comic of Sin City. If you've never I should say read Sin City, the comic, you should read it, but I've never read the comics either. So I will say that you should watch the movie. Watch the movie of Sin City, man. It's really cool, man. One of my favorite one of my favorite movies, man. That shit is great. That shit is really great. That shit is really, really great. Very interesting. Um, Kind of movie you can like rewatch also. Like it has quite a bit of rewatchability in my opinion. Great stuff, man. Great fucking stuff. Um, yeah, bro. Yeah. And then the next topic, which came about from some random stuff or some random experience, which is blunt economics. So, me and a homeboy of mine, well, he showed me, what did he show me? He showed me, he showed me a reel. He showed me a reel of, getting into it. He showed me a reel of weird services that celebrities have paid for. So I watched this reel and it chalked up to what, a couple of celebrities that have like weird like people that do things for them, but like it's a weird thing that you wouldn't expect someone to do. So like a lot of it was some people having people that like roll blunts for them, and then other people that have like one of the one celebrity, I think it was like Cardi B, had like some person that like compiles all of her memes and shit together and whatever. It was like that type of shit. And yeah, the lingering sentiment my friend had after seeing that was that like there's no way all this shit is real. And I agreed with him. I was like, yeah, nah, dude, I don't think all that shit is real. And we're like, cool, calm. And then Snoop Dogg came up, right? And he, I'm sure you can take a guess at like what, service he was having someone, provide him with. Which was, yeah, rolling his joints, and also a person that would check if people that are like smoking with him are like too high, basically. Another interesting one that was there, I just thought of it now because I'm like continuing to talk about the whole thing, was there was this one guy that had someone that just keeps everyone's spirits up, which was very strange. I was like, wow, you have someone that you pay to keep everyone's energy up and the spirits up. That's very interesting to me, But yeah, that was something that was there. So then the conversation drifted into how many J's do you think Snoop Dogg be like smoking, like in a day, at his age now, right? So we sat there like spitballing, like, how many joints do you think this nigga like smokes? You know what I mean? And then the consensus basically ended up being, I think it was like five. We said five. So it was like we said maybe you might find they roll like 7 to 10, and then of that he'll only finish like five of them, but he's like constantly smoking throughout the day. Um, yeah, cause I initially was like, there's no way this guy is gonna go to like, I don't know, let's say like some talk show, and then you're telling me this guy's like smoked the whole J and he's gonna go to a talk show. Meanwhile, it was more so me probably projecting my own thing of being easily like overstimulated when I'm like inebriated by the devil's lettuce. So I sat there thinking to myself that like there's no way someone else could do it. You know what I mean? If I can't do it, how can they do it? You know what I mean? And funny enough, this is a lingering sentiment I've had my whole life. Pertaining to people that like smoke a lot, especially if it's like weed. I always ask like, how the fuck do you guys like keep all your shit together? Because personally for me, especially now, but I think now it's because like my tolerance is like lower than it was when I like used to smoke a lot in high school. Um, but I used to ask myself, like how do you guys like keep it all together? Like how do you guys still like do all the things that you need to do and not like trip out at like everything that's happening? And yeah, the collective sentiment seems to be that you just get used to it. And like yeah, apparently like at some point it's just like it doesn't affect you that much. It's like yeah, you're not sober, but it's like yeah, it's not all that like crazy anymore. And I was like, that's interesting to say the least, man. That's interesting to say the least. So yeah, smoking blunts, bro. How many blunts do you smoke a day? Random person watching this. Yeah, let us know in the comments, man. How many J's do you smoke? You know? Um and what do you think your limit is if you have that? This just unlocked like a core memory of mine from when I was in high school. I remember there was a day I wanted to see how many joints I could smoke. And then I think I smoked like I think it was like I think it was like four, bruh. It was like four, bruh. And then yeah, I was like so fucking high, dude. And then yeah, man, I just like I couldn't smoke anymore after that. I was so high, it was crazy. Um, and then yeah, man, yeah, I just like went to sleep after that, man. I was so high, it was crazy. Mm, but yeah, that wraps up blunt economics, man. Just something to think about when you're smoking. And then I guess it perfectly leads us into the last topic I have here on the cards, which is low budget movies or low budget romance movies to be specific. So if you're on YouTube, I don't know if you've ever seen like them like short reels of like those Tubi movies. I don't know if you ever seen like those montages where they have like these movies and like this crazy plot stuff happening there and it's all like weird and wild. I saw so this one guy curve a bullet. It was crazy. Um but yeah. Anyway, I guess since I kind of seen that like months earlier, it's been, floating around in my prefrontal cortex. Just waiting for the opportunity to like jump at me. Unbeknownst to me, I find myself over what this last weekend that passed. I'm like smoking, whatever, and the movie that actually kicked all this off was it's a movie called They Will Kill You. So hold up, man. Did I watch They Will Kill You first or did I watch something else? Oh, I watched something else. I watched something else before They Will Kill You. Okay, whatever. I can't even remember the thing I watched before. But anyway, I watched whatever I watched, and then after that I smoked and I was like, yo, let me watch Let me watch They Will Kill You. And so I watched They Will Kill You. And yeah, dude. What a fucking experience. It was wild, it was wonky, it was funny. Um it was cool, you feel me? I didn't know I needed to see Zazie Beats like doing all that, bro. She was doing the most, man. She was going crazy. Action. Um, yeah. Not too sure about the ending though. Ending seemed like a bit of a cop out, but hey, you haven't seen it. I'ma just let you, watch it. I ain't gonna talk about what the movie has and shit like that in case niggas is like spoilers. Um, yeah, but yeah, dog, that happens, and then this is when now we're gonna get to the low budget romance movies thing. So okay, cool, that happens, and then I'm like, hey, bruh, let me go smoke some more, right? Okay, I go smoke some more after watching They Will Kill You, and I decide I want to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because for some reason I think that because I'm high, I'm like maybe this movie will finally make sense for me. You feel me? tried to watch this movie like a couple of times before, but like that shit didn't really like register. I wasn't fucking with it, right? So I'm like, all right, man, maybe when I'm high, I'll understand it, you know. All right, cool, bruh. I smoke up, and then I like whatever. I find the movie and I put it on. Given where I'm watching the movie, something very interesting and peculiar and odd happens. So I watch the movie, and as I'm watching, I realize, okay, the people that are like here in this scene that I'm watching are like two random people, right? So it's two random colleagues in like an office space, and they seem to have some kind of like workplace like husband and wife thing going on. I'm watching this and I'm like, this is an interesting way for people to start this movie, you know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So then at some point I start thinking to myself that like, okay, maybe since it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I'm guessing maybe like they're like shooting, they're hitting like a they're shooting like a scene inside of the, like it's like they're shooting a movie inside the movie, basically. Right. That's what I'm thinking, is that they're shooting a movie inside the movie, and yeah, you know what I mean? Shooting a movie inside the movie. Cool, bro. Unbeknownst to me, nigga. Unbeknownst to me, nigga. Lo and behold, niggas. The whole thing continues happening, right? The whole office scene like plays out, and yeah, the office scene plays out, and these coworkers are like doing whatever, they're talking with each other, they building up good banter, all of that. And I'm asking myself that like, how dog, when aren't they supposed to say cut, and then you know I start seeing Brad Pitt and all of them niggas, and then yeah, that doesn't happen, bro. And then eventually, as I'm watching this whole thing unravel and this movie like unravel, I realize that, yo, dog, this is like another movie entirely. Excuse me. So I realized it's a whole nother movie entirely. So I'm like, I'm not watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm watching something else. I don't even know what the name of this movie is. I didn't even get to see the intro credits, bro. I'm chilling there. I've been watching it for 15 minutes at this point, and I'm like, yo, what the hell is this, bro? Am I tripping, or like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, nah, I'm not tripping. I'm like, yo, like this is happening. I'm like, all right. So instead of, you know what I mean, just being like, let me watch something else, I'm like, you know what, man, let's fucking see where this movie goes. So I decide, fuck it, bro. Let me see where this movie goes. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Going on a trip, let's do it. And yeah, so basically, the rest of the movie goes. So they had this like workplace chemistry whatever thing, and it turns out that the guy was like in a divorce, and he's been kind of like not really as outgoing since the divorce happened and whatnot. He's become more of like a homebody, and his coworker, the work wife, is basically trying to encourage him to like explore, try new things, go see new places. You know what I mean? So she's kind of just been like, yo, I've been telling you about this for months, that yo, you should go do blah 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 and blah 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 and whatever, right? And he's like, yeah, you know, I'll get around to it, whoop-de whoop-de woo. And then what happens is basically he ends up, so he stays by himself, and then he basically ends up having her pull up to his house at some point. Right, so she pulls up to his house like she's all distraught and like whatever. And then basically she ends up making a move on him. You know what I mean? So she makes a move on him, whatever. Cool. They hook up. Then the next morning, she's gone. This guy's like, where did she vie? So she left her diary there by his place. So he finds her diary just chilling there, and then it's already bookmarked to like a certain page. Opens that page, and lo and behold, there's a whole mystery for him to solve, basically. So she ends up telling him that like, yo, you have to solve this mystery and like the clues for the mystery are in all these different places. That are like around whatever area they were in the movie. And then she tells him that, like, yeah, I always wanted to encourage you, Vele, to go out and go try these things and whatnot, whatnot. So maybe this time you'll do it, right? But then this guy, instead of like investigating it immediately, this guy basically decides to just go to work, right? He realizes like he's late for Spot after like reading the diary and whatnot. And then yeah, he just rushes to Spot. He gets to Spot, and then they tell him there that like he asks really like, yo, did homegirl pull up? Homegirl's the work wife. So he's like, yeah, did she pull up? They're like, nah, she hasn't showed up today. And then he's like, yeah, that's weird, bruh, And then so now he's thinking, maybe did I say something wrong to her after the whole hookup shit happened? What do I do? And then dog, a day passes, bruh. Levi's home, comes back the next day. Now the day passes, bruh. She still hasn't come to Spot. A couple of days pass, bruh. And dog, he's like, man, it's weird. With like, has anyone seen her? Da 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 da. And they're like, nah, we haven't seen her. Da 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 da. Then he ends up deciding, you know what? Let me go on this wild goose chase. My boy decides, hey, I want the life of adventure, or at least he's inspired by her absence to go on this quest for adventure and grandiosity and whatever. So he goes, and whatever, picks up different clues at different places, and he starts enjoying the whole process of like exploring all these places, and he starts falling in love with the whole thing of like traveling. And then he ends up kind of like piecing together that like, oh, maybe she's gonna be at the final destination. You feel me? And then I thought, whatever, it goes to a couple more places, and eventually he gets to the final destination, And then he's like expecting to see her, and he's like, damn, man, where is she? Thought she was gonna be here. And after looking around for a little bit, he finds her. But you feel me? Her body is cold to the touch. Her eyes are not open. She's just laying there. You feel me? Limp, lifeless. So he gets there, and then that's when he kind of pieces together that like this girl is basically waiting for him, because there were these other like video messages that she sent him like as he was going around to other places and whatnot, and she was like crying while sending these messages, or she like in the messages like she was crying and whatnot. And then that's when he pieces together that like basically I should have came here like way sooner instead of waiting, and maybe I would have caught her like on time and could have saved her, etc, etc, etc. So it was a very dark turn that I can't say I saw coming personally. And man, it was wild. And then after that, years later, he comes there with his son, and he shows him like the great mountain range that's at that place. And obviously you as the viewer, you're also thinking about the whole shit that happened like a couple years before, where homegirl passed away and whatnot. But suppose it's not all too bad in the end, considering he fell in love with traveling, and she was right about the suggestions he made. And it was a good movie. Don't know who made the movie. I screen recorded it, and then now I still need to find like where that movie is. And then man, it was a whole thing. After watching that, I was like, damn, son, let me go smoke up some more, because I want to watch more movie like this, because I find it very relaxing and entertaining when I'm like high, because I find the stuff that I usually watch tends to be overstimulating like once I smoke. I'm not the kind of person that likes watching like philosophy stuff about gaming and whatnot, but like it's all like high intensity shit. You know what I mean? So whenever I see that shit and like I'm off the za, bro, it's like, yo, dude, this is too much going on here. And I don't like watching shit like that. Like I even like seeing messages on my phone like be like overstimulating. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I don't want to respond to no messages, bro. So I don't like really doing anything that's like anything that's gonna make me have to think a lot and whatever, because everything just goes on overdrive. And yeah, I tend to have to like put my phone down and like not look at my phone when I'm like smoking and whatnot. So anyway, moral of the story is that, oh wait, hold up. Before we get to moral of the story. So after that, niggas after smoking, I was like, yeah, okay, I feel it, yeah. Let me carve what's this, bro? Let me carve this other movie. I found some other romance movie. Found some other romance movie also. And it was also on that low budget tip, bruh. And then yeah, I thought I smoked up, and then I went to go watch it. It was great. Can't remember what the name of the movie is though. But it was great though. It was great. I don't remember the plot all that well. I just remember the scenes. Yeah, man, crazy shit, man. So it made me discover a brand new hobby of mine, or a brand new interest, which is watching low budget romance movies. It's great. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I already put the story times and whatever, so yeah, that's basically now that's it then. You know what I'm saying? Like I think yeah. Niggas is niggas managed to finish the entire broadcast. And yeah, I think it's hilarious how I always seem to hit a stride in terms of like what I'm talking about at the end. But yeah. So yeah, listen to the day. Show up to what you need to show up for, even when it's difficult and you don't feel like doing it. It'll be worth it. You might not be able to make every day when it comes to your passions, but try to make most days. And apart from that though, nigga, stay warm, stay cozy. It's cold as fuck. Yeah. I'm gonna try to put up the clips of the episodes on like the shorts and TikToks and blah 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 blah. But apart from that, yeah. It's gonna be Thursday soon. So, well, at least on my side of the world, it's gonna be Thursday soon. So, there's gonna be another episode tomorrow and Friday. So there's like 2 more shows for this week. And then yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I will see if I can find some stuff to talk about. But if I don't, then it's cool. You know, y'all will just see me again when I have something to talk about. Beyond that though, won't be streaming for like the next 2 days because I got like schoolwork and whatnot. And then only like basically on the weekend. Yeah, basically on the weekend. Like from Saturday, that's when I'll be like streaming and whatever again. Yeah, just gonna be busy. But anyway, thanks for attending the show, man. Really appreciate the love and support. By the way, apparently I have like bits and whatever the fuck now. I don't know what bits do, but yeah, apparently I have that shit. I'm gonna start setting up like those little picture things that go with the bits and whatever. Just in case you niggas trying to fuck with me like that. So anyway, yeah, shout out for that. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to me. And yeah, you know, stay safe, drink your water, and I'll see y'all around tomorrow, same time as today, or relatively the same time. You know me, from like 11 till like midnight till like 2 in the morning. Those are my hours. Speaking of hours, if you know, you know. All right.